Let's see if I can get this going. All right. 12 Days in Paris, tofu turkey. Hey, Daniel, you there?
Hey, I'm here.
Daniel Durston's joining me.
What's going on?
Oh, dude, just another day in quarantine. Oh, man. Is this your music?
That's my music, man.
Dude, I love this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm watching the lyric video right now. How long did it take you to do the music video? Or the lyric video?
A very long time.
I want to see the bloopers, man. I want to see the bloopers. Hey, so Daniel Durston's joining me online right now. Daniel Durston, he plays Elvis in the King and Marilyn. He's played Elvis on the $1 Million Quartet and Legends Live in Vegas and so many more things. Also, he's the singer of 12 Days in Paris. Daniel, what have you been doing these last couple of weeks?
Oh my gosh. Well, this is kind of my normal lifestyle, by the way. So like, if I'm not touring, I'm just stuck in my room writing music, editing videos, like whatever it is to just keep myself busy artistically. And I run my own business, which is that tribute show. So that takes a lot of my time, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is kind of normal. I do miss my friends, but that's okay. That just means we're saving money while we're not getting paid, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, so it's been fine for now, but like I understand we got to do what we got to do. Hopefully it's over sooner than later, so that we can all get back to real life. And for entertainers specifically in the arts, you know, like I think I want to say our jobs is like the first to go because you know it's always included with a crowd.
Yeah.
So it's pretty heartbreaking, but everyone's kind of in the same boat now, and we just can't wait to get back out there, you know?
Yeah, I saw the King and Marilyn live in their Orange County debut last month. And dude, I loved every second of that show. And I'm so bummed that you guys are grounded for the time being. Well, I mean, we all are, but I'm so bummed that you guys, you know, just as you guys are really starting to get rolling, you guys get knocked down. So I know that last I heard, it's looking like probably mid-April, early May is going to be the time that all these restrictions are going to begin to get unlocked from us. Do you have any upcoming tour dates either for yourself that you feel comfortable promoting yet, or are you just kind of waiting to see?
Oh man, everything's in the air now. So as we got the news that, you know, quarantine was about to happen, you know, about a week or two ago, and every email that came through, just as for every other entertainer, was, hey, gig is canceled, or gig is pushed, or it's on hold, or we'll play it by ear, whatever it is. Definitely everything was canceled, and now the bigger gigs I do have coming up in the summer are kind of up in the air, so I'd rather not say because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But as soon as we are let out of these cages, I'll definitely be promoting online where I'll be from the summer all the way through the rest of the year. I have stuff happening, so I'm very excited, but also a little worried. You know, like we all are. So.
Well, so let's talk a little bit real quick. I don't want to get into the politics of it too much, but I want to know, because I saw that you posted something on Facebook specifically for people in the arts. And hopefully getting some relief from the government for you guys as well. Do you know anything about that as far as like if there is a relief package in the works for people who work in the arts, or are you guys just SOL?
Well, as far as I understand, and I may be wrong here and there, but the bit that I do know is we are technically not hourly workers because we're contractors, and all entertainers, we don't clock in. We have a schedule, and for a lot of people don't know, but we're working, you know, behind the scenes. I want to say, absolutely. I would say 70, 80 hours a week. But of course, it's so constant, from waking up to what you eat, to going to the gym, to like everything that pertains to your performance is what you do throughout your entire day until you clock out. And you go to the bar down the street. That's a whole different story.
But even then, like here's the thing that I've learned. Okay, so I'm not a musician, but you know, this podcast, these radio shows that I do, you know, it's all independently, you know, operated and owned as well. So it's like when I wake up, I'm checking, you know, emails and I'm looking for things to do. You know, my workday starts the minute I wake up, and my workday ends really the moment my eyes finally fall asleep. Because if you're anything like I am, I'm checking emails even while I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm like still checking my phone. Hey, did anyone text me? Did anyone message me? Do I have anything coming in?
Yeah.
So even going, like, for example, when I went to your show, it was supposed to be like, 2.5 hours, 3 hours of like entertainment, but I was still checking my emails and I was still making notes, because I did want to write a review of the show. So I was still working. So even then it's like, but dude, I really hope that they figure something out for entertainers, because this is completely just demolished the industry for you guys.
Absolutely. The good thing is we are taxpayers. Everything's like filed. So although we're not hourly workers, everything is, everything's on paper and everything. So we have to just kind of go through that process. I'm just hoping that we're respected as the workers that we are, opposed to like the years of I feel like the hard work of trying to get artists to, prove to people that this is a real job, and like it's a lot harder than everyone thinks or suppose. But yeah, so I'm just hoping, it'll come around and we'll get what we deserve as far as being, recognized as normal working American people. And that's the goal here. And I just, I'm not speaking for everyone, but I just need enough to survive for this, month or two, whatever's happening. Once we're out, dude, me, like I'm not going to stop working,
of course,
till the day I die. So I can't wait to get back out there. But with that said, I'm at home, like you said, still checking emails, still auditioning. I do like video auditions as much as I can, and just trying to, whether it's writing music, I'm rewriting my show King and Marilyn just to kind of update it and get it to where I want it to be. So it's nonstop for me, but it's always been. So I'm just waiting to get back out into the field,
Absolutely. So let's talk about 12 Days in Paris. Is this a solo project? Is this a band? What is this exactly?
So this is a duo band. This is with my best friend, Jonathan Espinoza. And we've been doing it for, I want to say, 8-10 years now.
Oh, wow.
But we just released our like debut. We always had like singles out and stuff like that, but we did a debut EP about 3 years ago. And that song that you were just playing called Tofu Turkey is our latest single. He lives in Miami and New York, back and forth. He works in TV production. I tour for a living, so we rarely see each other these days. But when we do, it's for about a month, and we spend it like over the holidays writing music, recording, and then I spend the next like 4 months of editing and producing it, and then I put it out whenever I'm able to, in between the tours. And it's a passion project, but it's also something, it's definitely a piece of me that I can't let go of, because I grew up performing in bands and writing music, and that's how all of this started. And I just happened to fall into musical theater, and that led me to Elvis Presley and so on and so forth.
And I'm so stoked for you, man. Even though like right now we're all grounded, what are you doing during the quarantine to keep your presence out there?
Well, it's tough, man, because, posting stuff on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, it's usually, for me, my style is always like current. I want it to be happening now.
Yeah.
I don't like to do later grams or whatever, but I do have to kind of dig into my files just to pull up some videos that people have never seen, because there's some fun stuff that happens. Just I run the account, so it's tough to do all the things.
Yeah.
And now's a great time to go, okay, I have some time. I'll dig into some video files and photos and like show people what we do, whether it's on tour, outside of the show, backstage. And then some songs, I want to post up, a full like 2 minutes of a performance that I have on my computer. I just haven't had time to do it properly. So I'll be able to dive into that. But this whole week has been me kind of preparing to be quarantined, as weird as that sounds, because I'm just trying to get caught up on my own to-do list, and then I could just push out more art,
Absolutely, bud. Absolutely. I'm honestly, I cannot wait till you are back on the road. The King and Marilyn was a great show, and we got the condensed version too. We didn't even get the full version from what I understand, right?
Oh yeah. Before, that was like a small bar gig, which is so exciting because it's super intimate. It's what I grew up doing. It was actually really lax, like I had a good time doing it, but there's a part of me that wants everyone to see the absolute full version.
Yeah.
And the full version, it's been done before to an extent, but the one that I'm rewriting now is just bigger and better. And
awesome.
My goal is to get it to Vegas within 5 years, and when it gets there, it'll have dancers, it'll have a bigger band, a lot more costume changes, and it's just going to keep growing. So the next version is the best version, and so if if anyone hasn't seen it yet, or the next time you see it, it's just going to be better and better. I don't plan on going backwards.
Awesome. Well, Daniel Durston's on the line with me right now. You're listening to the online radio show. We'll be playing some of his music here in just a second from 12 Days in Paris. Dude, I want to go, when this thing goes on tour, I want to go on tour with you for a couple of dates. I'll be your roadie or something, dude, because it just seemed like it's such a great time to hang out with Elvis and Marilyn.
Dude, that would be amazing, especially because you do like this radio show, you do the Best Friend podcast, you do reviews, so I think it would actually be perfect. Just bring a camera along with you. You could film backstage and just see the behind-the-scenes live. Because to me, behind-the-scenes live has always been more interesting than what's happening on stage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Even when I go see someone live, I'm like, I wonder, who's dating who? Like, what's happening behind the scenes, Like, that's so interesting to me. Granted, I enjoyed the show. But, yeah, it's cool to stand backstage and see how hectic things can really be. And then the minute a character walks on stage, they're in the zone and they just go for it. So it'd be cool for you to kind of see that end of it too,
Here's my my pitch, all right? So my pitch is that you figure out a way, if you do Vegas, like the premiere week or something, or maybe not the premiere week, maybe one of the slow weeks, you incorporate Ed Sullivan into the show somehow, and I can play Ed Sullivan.
Dude, super down. I hope you're practicing on his impression.
I got to watch some videos. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dude, he changed the game for Elvis. So he actually played a huge part for his career, and I would love to incorporate a version of Ed Sullivan, or at least a character to represent him to show how he really catapulted Elvis's career in the early 50s.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
or late 50s, sorry.
That was probably, at the time, the most controversial television appearance in history up to that point. I mean, I remember, obviously I wasn't there, but I remember reading about it and studying it. The play Bye Bye Birdie was a loosely based off of Elvis Presley. And so we did this whole, we did that play in theater in high school. And so we studied that time frame and talking about how the network didn't want to show anything below Elvis's chest because it was too controversial, and that really made Elvis's national career at that point. So, really,
well, he did Ed Sullivan 3 times. He signed on 3 times in a year, and
for like $100,000, right?
I can't remember. I feel like it was a little less than that, to be honest, but because back then, that was a lot of money. But
even now,
but yeah, so. It was the 3rd time that he did it, where all the controversy was happening. So Ed Sullivan brought him back for that 3rd time, and if you look it up, it's the last thing that he says at the end of the show when he says, "Elvis here is a real fine boy. He's a good kid." So he's telling all of America. He's really telling all the parents back at home, "Don't think he's a bad kid. Like, please, accept him for who he is. He's a good guy," and that blew him up because parents hated him, dude. It's just a kid.
Yeah.
So Ed Sullivan, all the parents respected. So when Ed Sullivan said that, it changed the game. And so yeah, he played a huge part in his career.
Yeah, absolutely. And the funny part, just a side note, is I was watching that. I guess Ed Sullivan actually didn't like Elvis, like personally, on a personal level, they didn't actually like each other. So
right.
He
initially said he wouldn't have Elvis on his show.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, he signs up for 3 episodes because he was such a hit. He knew he was going to get ratings.
Yeah, it was. I think Jack Allen brought him on and destroyed the Ed Sullivan show or something like that. I gotta bring you on. We gotta just do like a whole Elvis hour and talk, because I love Elvis, man. I love me some Elvis.
Oh, absolutely, dude! It's gonna be an Elvis 5 hours if you get me on there. So.
There you go. We'll drink some old fashions and just get used to it. Hey, so
oh man, absolutely.
I got you, bud. All right, hey, real quickly, I gotta let you go, but tell everybody where they can find you on Instagram and where they can find the King and Marilyn.
Cool. Everyone can find me at Downtown Durston. That's my last name there, and that's on Instagram and Twitter. And then you can find my show, The King and Marilyn, at The King and Marilyn. And then my band at 12 Days in Paris, the number 12.
Awesome.
Also on Spotify and iTunes and all those platforms.
Awesome. Go and support this guy. Hey, Daniel, thank you so much for calling in. I'm going to play the full version of your song here right now. This is Tofu Turkey by 12 Days in Paris. the online radio show. I am out for the night, guys.